Hey friends, your friendly neighborhood That TS Hawkeye guy here, the #1 channel for sleeping cat videos. So today I'm going to come to you with a certified classic. We're going to look at the Jurassic Park Dino Encounter vehicle from 2020. I got a couple of figures with that. Before we go into that though, I would like to ask everybody, if this is your first time here, like, subscribe, leave me a comment. The more comments I get, the more interaction I get, the more excited I am to make videos, and more content for me benefits us all. So I have looked into my analytics, and I've seen that I actually have a really high subscriber percentage that watch my videos because I knew that I had the best subscribers. So, just one more benefit of being that TS Hawkeye guy subscriber, it makes you awesome, and you all get a TS Hawkeye guy no prize. So, as I said, the Dino Encounter, I got this in my travels at Giant Robot Comics yesterday. I hope everybody watched that video. I really can't say enough about the staff there. Every single one of them are aces. I went to comic book stores in the late 80s and early 90s. Yeah. The comic book guy on The Simpsons, there's a reason that character is like that, because that was pretty much every comic book guy in the late 80s, early 90s. So, like I said, I cannot say enough good stuff about Giant Robot Comics and their staff, because every one of their staff treats you like you're the only person there. So, I don't think I get that service anywhere else. So, alright, so first we're going to look at the figures. We have Dr. Alan Grant. We have Tim. We have Lex. And we have Jeff Goldblum. I don't know if you saw my figure of the day video yesterday, but got age restricted. But, alright, so we'll take a closer look at the vehicle. We will take a closer look at the figures, and then we were going to put the figures in the vehicle. So the two adult figures have pretty good articulation. Gotta switch hands. They have neck, the shoulder, the elbow. They have hands that can turn and hands that can bend. They have a tiny bit of movement in the waist, hips, double jointed knees, and there's a little bit of movement on the feet. The kid action figures have the head, the arms are all one piece, but they're little kids. So, this is a tiny figure compared to some of the other figures. It still has pretty decent articulation at the hips, single jointed knees, and nothing at the feet. But, you know what? You can only expect so much, right? These are pretty awesome. I think these are from the Legacy collection. I didn't really check. They are a little different from the other Jurassic franchise figures I have. They're about the same size. They have more articulation. Likeness are a little bit better. I've seen all the Jurassic Park movies. They're pretty good for what, you know what I mean. They're pretty good. But I don't think I was a little too old to get into the first one, and just caught them in passing. But everybody knows I like toys. So we have, this is like the vehicle. There's the this set came with a dinosaur, came with Tim, and he had night vision goggles that Monty stole. They were broken anyway, and they didn't really fit, but that's okay. So, again, getting this secondhand from the comic store. I did get the other figures at a really good price. But the vehicle-wise, the doors open. It's pretty solid. It's on the bottom. There's 2020, 1993 Ford Explorer, which is cool because they even have the Ford branding on the back. I was going to repaint this, but I kind of like it how it is, it can be a Joker car at the very least, because Batman's got to chase somebody. The only real gripe I have, and it's not really a gripe, the back doesn't open because I'd like to store stuff in there. There is a cool feature. It's I think I have the dinosaur separate, but I don't have it handy. But you know, it's you can kind of put the dinosaur's mouth trying to get them. I thought that was broken, but I don't know if you can see. It's actually a mechanism that they intentionally did. So very cool. And I always like when vehicles have actual windshields. So, you know, this is pretty cool. This is pretty cool. Dreadnoks will be driving this. Yeah, it's Joker. Who else knows? So here are the figures in the vehicle. They sit pretty nice. They fit like really well. They don't, you know, there's nothing fastening them in there. So if you move too much, they're gonna fall. But you know, it's all good. I think this was mainly for display. Like, not a lot of old guys like me play with their toys, but this is exactly how I would have had it displayed. But yeah, so yeah, very, very cool pickup. I'm really glad that I got it. Did a little bit of research here, and I think this was Target exclusive. So, which is awesome because we don't have no Targets in Canada. We used to have a store that used to carry all the Target exclusives, but they're gone too. So, all right, friends, thanks for stopping by. Always check back, you know. We'll have a figure of the day today, later, and probably more Sleepy Cat videos. All right, we'll talk then.